Okay, go ahead and turn your paper to the back side, please. Turn your paper to the back side. Okay. This used to be in Algebra 1 before we switched to the new curriculum. At the top, you will see information in table form, and below it, you will see the same information in matrices form. Can someone explain? How do you go from table to matrices? Matrix. Exactly. You simply put it in brackets. So the 2 4 is still 2 4 3 1 3 1 4 5. Okay, good. That is a skill you need to know. All right. Moving on. Go to the front. Okay. To name a matrix, we remember it by RC Cola. That's how I remember RC Cola. It is row by column. Row by column. So let me give you an example. How many rows does this have? 2. How many columns? So this is a 2 by 3. Please make sure you write down the example. Okay, vertex to not vertex to matrix. I mistyped that. It should be vector to matrix. Vector to matrix. Okay, so last unit we were discussing vectors. So I have the vector 2, 5. As a matrix, it looks like this. Sorry. So vector to matrix. Vector to matrix. So with the exception of multiplication, you already know all of the skills. How did I add two vectors together? First plus first, second plus second. Okay? So let's take an example. I'm going to put it up here. You're just going to try it. So you can write it in this space here. So if I gave you 2, 3, 4, 5, and I said 7, -1, 8, 9. To add two vectors together or subtract them, they must be the same dimension. They must be the same size. For addition and subtraction, they have to be the same size. Okay, take a moment and get the answer. Put your pencil down when you have it. Okay, so who wants to take a shot at the answer? What's my answer? It's going to be 9, 3, 11, 14. 2, sorry, you simply do 2 plus 7. Then you do the 4 plus -1. That gives you those two answers. Then you come back and do the 3 plus the 8. And the 5 gives you the 5 plus the 9 gives you the 14. Okay? Subtraction is the same exact method. So let me give you a subtraction problem to try. And you can do it in this space here. So let's do 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8 minus 3, -1, 4. Oh, I ran out of room. All right, so okay. I had 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, minus 3, negative 1, 4, negative 2, 7, and 0. Okay, so go ahead and try that one. This one was a little tricky because we got some double negatives. Who would like to take a shot at the final answer? Okay, what would the final answer be? Negative 1, 4. Sorry, I'm not supposed to put a comma. 1, 8, 808. Excellent job. Okay, now let's talk about scalar. We did scalar with vectors. What is scalar? What is scalar? Okay, so what is that like? What is it from algebra? What's the term scalar goes with? It is multiplication, but it's a specific type of multiplication. Scalar multiplication. So if I took a 5 by 7 picture and turned it into an 8 by 10, I have a scale factor that I multiply by, right? What's that called, guys? Begins with a D. It is not division. Thank you. It's the distributive property. Okay, so I'm going to give you, why does it keep, oh, because it's on the edge of the paper. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm going to do negative 2, and then I'm going to give you 6, 8, 9, negative 3, 5, and 0. Scalar multiplication, which is simply what? Distributive property. Here, who's got an answer for me? What'd you come up with? Negative 12, negative 16, negative 18, keep going, 6, negative 10. Excellent, good job. All right, for multiplication, okay, for multiplication there is a rule. So what is the name of that matrix there? Which one is it? It is a 2 by 3, row by column. Rows go east-west, columns go north-south. What is the dimension of this one here? 3 by 2. In order to multiply, the inner must match. In order to multiply, the inner must match. The outer is my final dimension. So my answer will be in a 2 by 2. My final answer will be a 2 by 2. We are going to use the dot product. Who can explain the dot product to me? When we multiply, explain it. The dot product. What's the dot product? We just took a quiz on the dot product. You do first times first plus second times second. So I'm going to use this example up here. So I would have done 1 times 7 plus 2 times 9 plus 3 times 11. So I took each number in this row and multiplied it times each number in the column. That gave me 7 plus 18 plus 33, which is 58. You take the row of the first, times it by the column of the first. Row times column. This is the hardest thing you have to do. Okay? So, this number here is 58. To get this number here, I'm going to do first row times second column. So that's going to be 1 times 8 plus 2 times 10 plus 3 times 12. So 8 plus 20 plus 36, which is 64. Okay? So I went back and I did this same row times this column to get this number. Okay? Now I'm going to come through, or you're going to come through, and you're going to do this row times this column. This row times this column to get that answer. Okay? So what does that mean? 4 times 7 plus 5 times 9 plus 6 times 11. 28 plus 45 plus 66. So 30, 75, 75 plus 64, 139. 139. Now I'm going to come back and do this times this. This row times this column. Try that now. Okay, who's got an answer for me? What'd you come up with as a total? 154. Do I have a second? Second. Do I have a third? I got 154. Excellent. Good job. So now we are going to practice these 4 skills. Okay? Tomorrow you will practice these 4 skills again. Wednesday we will do the inverse of a matrices, and then we're not going to get more complicated than that. We're going to use a graphing calculator to do the matrices for us after that, and that should be pretty much the unit. So expect your unit test sometime next week. Okay, so I want to do a challenging one with you. Number 1 is simply subtraction. Remember the rule for addition and subtraction. You can only add and subtract if the matrices are the same dimension. Scalar multiplication, it doesn't matter because it's simply distributive property. And from multiplication, the inners must match. So we're going to do number 4 together. Number 4 says 0, 5, negative 3, 1, negative 5, 1. And then it says negative 4, 4, and negative 2, negative 4. The first thing you always do is record the dimension. What is the dimension? 3 by 2, 2 by 2. Do the inners match? Yes. The outers tell me the final dimension. So how many rows am I going to have? And how many columns? So it would look like this. Okay? So I'm going to take the first, I messed that up, sorry. I'm going to take the first row and multiply it by the first column. So that would be 0 times negative 4 plus 5 times 4. And then I'm going to go back. Oh, sorry, I'm reading my numbers wrong. It would be negative 2. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to use the same row times this column. So 0 times 4 plus 5 times a negative 4. So what is 0 times negative 4? And what is 5 times negative 2? So the first answer is negative 10. What is 0 times 4? And what's 5 times negative 4? Negative 20. Okay, now I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to take the second row times the first column. So what would that look like? Negative 3 times 4 plus 1 times a negative 2. What's negative 3 times negative 4? 12. And 1 times negative 2. What is 10 plus negative 2? 12 plus negative 2. 10. I gave away the answer. Okay. RC Cola, row times column. Now I'm going to take this one and share it with this one. So this is going to be negative 3 times 4 plus 1 times a negative 4. Negative 3 times 4 is, plus a negative 4 is, negative 16. Okay, try to get the final two answers on your own. Okay, so you should have done whoops, I'm not on the pen, sorry. You should have done negative 5 times negative 4 plus 1 times negative 2 and negative 5 times 4 plus 1 times negative 4, yes? All right, so 20 minus 2 is 18, and negative 20 plus negative 4 is negative 24. So you get the benefit. First period thought that this one problem was super tedious and that I had to cut back. So your classwork/homework is the front side of this paper, 1 through 8. A lot of people were able to get it done before they left today. Good?